What's up, Sports Talk Detroit? Hey, want to come at you with a quick video here. Observations from Detroit Lions OTAs, and what we are hearing is that DeAndre Swift is looking good. I think this is obviously something that we're all excited about. I think this is what we want. And I just want to start by giving you some quotes, or at least a generality of what I was reading through The Athletic. Great place. Go find a subscription. This video is not sponsored by them. But Chris Burke and Nick Baumgartner put out an article of their observations from Detroit Lions OTAs, and they said DeAndre Swift is looked significantly bigger and more cut. So he's looking bigger, he's looking stronger. They said especially in his upper body during Thursday's workout. They said it's hard to guess whether he's added weight, but he has definitely added muscle. He's also not appeared to lose any of his speed or wiggle. Detroit Lions fans, this is a big deal. We talked earlier in a video about one of the players the Lions need to do well for the offense to succeed, or at least improve and have a good year, was DeAndre Swift. There were some people that agreed with that, and we got some pushback by a couple of people. And I think here's where I'm at with DeAndre Swift. When he's when he's playing, he has played well. But there are two weaknesses that I see to his game from significantly from last year. And it all starts with the way his body looked. I don't know if any of you noticed, but last year he looked to be less cut, if you will. Yes, less yoked than he was the previous year. And it kind of showed with the injuries. And they talked about the upper body, especially the upper body. Well, if he's working on that, that's going to help that injury that he had here on the shoulder, and a well worked out shoulder. Now, completely different, but I know football coach when I was in high school had a strong belief that a well worked out shoulder will not separate, will not dislocate. Now, we know the NFL is a completely different ball game, but that was the belief. That was the thought process. And we did. There was a team at Rockford that did not have a lot of injuries to the shoulders. So I think there is something to be said to that. But if he's working out, hopefully it can help his injury struggles that he's had over the past couple years. I think we all know that in a body that is protected by muscle over fat or muscle over nothing is going to hold up for longer periods of time. And what this might tell me is that DeAndre Swift is realizing that his shelf life as a running back in the NFL isn't that long. And if he wants to prolong his time, because he didn't have a ton of carries in Georgia, he hasn't had a lot of miles even in the first 2 years here in Detroit. But if he wants to prolong, if he wants to get that second contract, that big second contract, maybe he's realizing I need to put in the work on my body in order to prepare for the next 4, 5, 6 years, instead of just thinking about the right here, right now, and what I can do this year. I think some of it might have to do also with the fact that the team's looking better. He's got a phenomenal offensive line in front of him, and he's probably excited. So I said that there were two things that I noticed. One was that last year his body didn't look ready. That's just something I noticed. And I didn't really think a lot of it, because I'm like, nah, I'm sure he's fine. But I didn't really think a lot of it. But then when you see pictures coming out of OTAs, all of a sudden you're like, okay, this looks different. So maybe I wasn't crazy last year. Number two, so that one, number one was injuries. Number two was a struggle that I saw for him, that he went down pretty quick on contact, especially between the tackles. Yes, he has a ton of wiggle and things like that, and he can make people miss. But there were a lot of arm tackles that got him going down. And so it said that he looked significantly stronger, and especially in the upper body. I don't know how much that's going to help, but at the same time, it's really hard to notice a difference in a guy in his lower body, especially when he's just wearing baggy shorts. So I don't know if that's something where they didn't notice or just weren't really able to notice. What I do know is that, again, if you're adding strength, this could be a big deal. And if DeAndre Swift can stay healthy through the majority of the year, here's what I know. One, I want him on my fantasy football team. And number two, it will be extremely helpful for the attack for the Detroit Lions. I think the other thing is that we have a good running back room. I'm not saying he's feeling pressure from it, because he is by far the most talented running back in that room. But you got to take it right. You got to take it serious. There were rumblings last year on was he a Dan Campbell guy? I don't I don't really move a lot into those things. But what I will say is that DeAndre Swift is looking more physically fit. That is never a bad thing and something I think that we can get excited about. Look, we know it's the off season, good things are happening, but I'm telling you right now, the difference coming from Chris Burke and Nick Baumgartner and the other beat writers for the Detroit Lions already is so much more positive. Last year, it was just reading article after article about how the Detroit Lions have a lack of talent. They don't have this. They don't have that. They don't have this. And this year, it's oh, this guy looks good. Oh, this guy looks more confident. Oh, this guy looks faster than we remember. Like, things are coming out well. So I think that's something to be excited about, Detroit Lions fans. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. And if they're not good, we'll just say, hey, that's what we actually expected. But until then, enjoy the offseason. Have fun reading these things. Be excited that players are taking it seriously, getting in good workouts, things like that. All right. Hey, we'll see you on the next one. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We love having you part of the community here at Sports Talk Detroit. See you on the next one.